Ansari got angry as he did not heed his request of inviting Pakistani journalist Nusrat Mirza. We also saw that press conference by the BJP where Gaurav Bhati had questioned that why the Congress should learn how to fight terrorism from Pakistan. BJP had slammed Hamid Ansari on the Pakistan PR lobby, which is a big story that we've been getting for you on Republic TV. I want to go across to Shavan, who takes us through the details. Shavan.
Well, at multiple levels, questions should be raised about the UPA government. The fact that you have a Pakistani spy, it's by his own admission, because he was, after all, after his visit here in India, he was going back to Pakistan, reporting to the ISI about the various visits that were taking place. Let's not forget, Shivangi, the problem here is that generally Pakistanis are essentially given a 3-city visa. This Pakistani journalist, with the help of the foreign minister at that point in time, the Pakistani foreign minister, just to correct myself, it is he who actually ensured that this Pakistani journalist comes to India and has actually got a 7-city visa, which is again something that needs to be probed at this point in time as to how exactly, when Pakistanis were given a 3-city visa, this Pakistani journalist ended up getting a 7-city visa. Second, the problem here being who exactly called him to India and how many times has he visited. It appears from his own admission that he's been here in India multiple times. So it does appear that, okay, if the fact that the Pakistani foreign minister, through some sort of a consultation with his counterpart here or any other minister here, managed to get him this visa and actually also attend multiple functions here in India. So there has to be someone within the administration who's facilitated all of this. And that's the reason why the question becomes even more important. And remember, the visit was at the time when India faced multiple terror attacks which were basically linked to Pakistani terror outfits, which were carrying out these attacks in India. So if there is any sort of a similarity, or if there is what it turns out from the fact that he's visited here, he's gone back to Pakistan, reported to the ISI, and then what happens is multiple attacks actually take place in India. Now, whether at all this is exaggerated in terms of the role that he has played, but the fact of the matter here is that Vice President Hamid Ansari also has to do some answering. When the organizer, speaking to Republic, makes a categorical admission that when he wasn't invited to, or the organizers weren't willing to call him to that particular event, Hamid Ansari, through his staff, ensured that he passes on the message that he was upset about it, and the fact that he had also given this condition that he is going to attend that event, but he's going to stay there only for 20 minutes, whereas he was supposed to stay there for a longer period of time, if you simply go by the claims that have been made by the organizer at this point, at this stage. So why exactly would the Vice President of the country really get aggrieved about the fact that a Pakistani spy or a Pakistani journalist wasn't really called in for that particular event? And let's juxtapose this with the very statement that has actually been made by Hamid Ansari, who's distanced himself and said that the fact here, the invitation is not his responsibility. The invitation is the responsibility of the Ministry of External Affairs. If that is the case, how exactly did his staff actually pass on that particular message to the organizers, that it is a request that has been made by the Vice President that the Pakistani journalist should be called for the event in which Vice President Hamid Ansari was attending, and not just Vice President Hamid Ansari. At that point in time, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Farooq Abdullah, who was also present in that particular event. There are pictures that have also surfaced. The organizers have put out the pictures of an event in which the Pakistani journalist is present. Along with him, you have the former Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah, and Vice President Hamid Ansari. So all that put together, some very serious questions, and this becomes a matter of national security, simply because of the fact that here is a man, he's making that claim. How much of a truth can be alluded to that, we do not know at this point in time. But the fact of the matter is that you have a Pakistani journalist on Indian soil, and the fact that there is a clear violation The fact that I would say is a larger concern right now, how did he actually manage a visa where he was allowed to visit 7 cities in India, where the norm at that point in time was only a 3-city visa? Let's listen to some of the reactions that are coming in. BJP in the morning, Gaurav Bhatia has already raised this issue, saying that Congress has essentially learnt all of this from terrorist groups. Let's listen in to what Nalin Kohli had to say a short while back.